Hello everyone, welcome to the Naughty Bunny channel. This is a Hungry Bear. Okay, today we'll hop into two battle replay with this Royal Giant. After the update, it seems like the Royal Giant has been a very popular unit, popular card in most of the players there. It's like every 3 match, you're bound to get like one Royal Giant. Like you can see from this against my brother before that. You can see there's like Royal Giant with Giant Skeleton, Royal Giant with the Wizard combo, Royal Giant uh, with the Inferno and Bubs. And upstairs, I think there's more. This against my bro side. Upstairs is like Royal Giant again, Royal Giant again, and Royal Giant again. So it's like every 3 match, I'm bound to have one match against the Royal Giant. Okay, so far, if you compare, look at the stats, usually they are at like level 8 or level 9. I think mostly I see is level 8. Let's check out the level 8 stats. So its range is at 6.5 and it's doing 150 damage. And compare this to my balloon. So my balloon does 660 damage, but it has to fly to the tower and it will take some time. For Royal Giant, you just deploy at the edge of your territory and it just take like a few steps to walk and get into the arena, the range of your opponent's arena tower, so it can like at least land off 2 hits from Royal Giant because it has so much health. It can actually tank whatever. Even if you put minion horde or whatever, it still can land at least 2 hit. If you're good, you manage to take off those units that are on your Royal Giant, like supporting it with the fire spirit or supporting it with the fireball or supporting it with the wizard and stuff, right? You can actually let your Royal Giant land a few more hits, which by landing 4 hits from a level 8 giant is almost like a single damage from the balloon. So this is actually a very worthwhile unit after the update over here. And like I said, most of the attack pattern will be because of the insane range, not really insane because of this extended range. It forces your opponent to actually cluster the defensive unit, taking out the Royal Giant at the near the bridge area. So this is very good for AoE spell or AoE AoE units like Wizard, the Ice Wizard, the Witch, or the Bomber, or even the Fire Spirit, which target land and air unit, which usually people will counter with Minion Horde, Goblins, or Barbarian. So far, one of the better counter I can think of is two of them. One is using the Inferno Tower, and the other one is actually using this mini P.E.K.K.A. So to take down the Royal Giant fast and actually able to tank a bit of the AoE damage. So, and also if you have opponent cluster all the units, you can actually do a fireball over there around your Royal Giant. So let's without further ado, let's jump into two video. One is actually I lost the battle, the other one is actually I win the battle against this Royal Giant. So let's check it out against this Sin Eater. So he has the Royal Giant with Ice Wizard and Fireball, and also the Fire Spirit. So we are charging up. So he has his Royal Giant on his first rotation, and I have my Giant. So look at that, I deploy my Giant and I think he did deploy his Royal Giant. So by the time his Royal Giant already took off some 1 hit, 2 hit, and 3 hit. Even with my minion hitting on it, it managed to land 3 hit. So 3 hit, 150. That was a level 9 giant. So let's say it's a level 8 giant. 150 times 3, that's like 450 damage on the tower. So on the left side, I almost take down his left tower. So probably one of the trick is you want to do a tower trick. If you do a Royal Giant on the right side, you can actually do your main push on the other side. So he has been keeping his 3 musketeer, which I didn't know. adding more elixir pump. I know I had this right tower in hand, so I didn't know he has the three musketeer, and it really take down my giant real fast. So this is where everything's go wrong. The three musketeer hitting and the mini P.E.K.K.A go for the hit. It's like ouch, two hit and my tower is almost gone. So that's a nice counter by Sin Eater. So this is a clever deploy. Is like he used the goblin to actually distract my barbs and minion over, and his ice wizard keep hitting. That was a nice, brilliant uh, decoy there, using his goblins and taking down, using a 5 elixir to actually take down both my bards and my minions. Using the fireball, he take down my minion horde, and see, look at the giant land. He managed to land like 5 hit. So whenever the royal giant is deployed, it will at least land like 2 hit, even if you instantly deploy any unit high speed like minion horde or goblins or barbs to take it out. You will still this royal giant will still land like 2 hits. Over here is that every time they deploy, you'll actually eat up some of the health from the arena tower. So he used a fireball to take the tower, I use my arrow to take the tower, and we go into overtime. Look at that royal giant over there is like eating up my uh, arena tower slowly. Over here is a he deploy his three musketeer again. That fire wizard is very good against my bub, so I wanted to go for the tower, which I did land a hit. I didn't have my freeze. Usually in the past I used to do like balloon freeze. So look at that, the royal giant is out, and the fire spirit take 2 hits, 3 hits, and left with just 39 HP, and the fireball uh, land him a victory in this game. So it's like every time you deploy a royal giant, the opponent deploy a royal giant, it definitely like land 1 or 2 hit. Is a level 8 royal giant because of its tankiness. It can take down the tank. It also give you like time to actually arrow the minions horde if your opponent use minion horde to take it out, or barbs you can actually use like fireball to take it out. It give you a good amount of time to actually target and lock on the unit that is hitting your royal giant. But after you take them down, your royal giant still score like a fair bit of damage on the arena tower, so you just repeat the cycle. So let's watch out another battle against this Korean play. I think he lost because he didn't have his royal giant at the first rotation. Yeah, he doesn't have it. So I have the giant on my hand, so I didn't know that he has a royal giant prior to watching this replay. So using my wizard to actually slow down the barbs, and I did my giant out because I want the giant to tank off the AoE damage from the wizard, so that my minions can actually do some work on the barbs. And now it's almost like reset. Nice decoy there, using the skeleton, and then Zap and his princess doing the damage. Now he has his royal giant in hand for rotation, so royal giant with the wizard. So one of the other counter that I can think of is, because royal giant takes 6 elixir, and if they want to do like royal giant wizard or royal giant minion holds, they will need lots of elixir to store up. So if you know your opponent have royal giant and those other high elixir cost unit, you might want to do quick push and keep the pressure on the other lane. Look at that, his Royal Giant managed to land off a few hits on my arena tower and I can't do anything. Because all my force was clustered there and he just blasted off on the cluster at the bridge. So he's going to rinse and repeat this cycle again. I think this was a lucky win for me. Like Royal Giant, he's going to do his wizard again. Oh, or he decided to use his barb. And luckily I have my look at that, Royal Giant is still walking there, and I think probably because it still land like one hit on my tower. Now the Royal Giant again. This time I think it will land at least a good 2 hit. So using my giant as a tank so that the wizard doesn't actually target me. If not, my minion sword will die off real quick. Over here I have to keep putting up the pressure so that he can't use the Royal Giant. He has to keep defending. And I managed to land a win. So one of the other counter that I can think of against a Royal Giant would be because of the high elixir cost and he actually need to set it up. So it's actually to do keep the pressure on so that he has your opponent has no chance to save up the 6 elixir for the Royal Giant. So you have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Okay, so if you guys think of any other good counter against a Royal Giant, feel free to comment below and share with the rest of them. Thank you guys for watching.